All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the second day of uh, online Pali reading class. As you have probably saw last Friday, so we had some couple of housekeeping announcements. As you can see, the latest one is over here. I was thinking, how could I get everybody to recite, read, so I can sort of get a sense of how you read. So I was thinking to group, depending on the number now. So kindly find your name under one of the groups. So when I say group one, group two, so group one, you can actually recite that particular text. All right, so get familiar with the list. So we have newcomers today from different parts of the world, and I welcome everybody, not by names because it's not time to read everyone's name here. Welcome everyone, and I wanted to ask you to please mute your audio and unmute only when you have a question somewhere, and we have a formal Q&A session. In the first probably couple of minutes or time, we looking at reading part, Pali reading part, right? And also when I formally ask you, okay, can group one read this particular text? Please unmute those of them who are in that particular group and then read that section. All right. In addition to that, I already, I think I shared some information about some of the announcements before. The class is free, but donations are welcome if you wish to. Number two, the recording will go this way. This is being recorded, but will be shared only with those people who have reason for being unable to come, so that everybody wants to come and then get ready and read live. And if you have any more questions that you think you won't be able to ask, you could not ask, please send me a WhatsApp message. I'm always willing to help, right? All right. Oh, yeah. Can you all hear me well? Okay.
Yes, one.
Okay, great. Somebody said that I'm not reachable well. Okay. All right, so let's pay homage to the Buddha and then we can start. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Right. So, I hope that you checked out the lesson for today, right? As it was given on the link of Google Classroom. So we'll go there. Can everyone see the sharing? Okay, good. This part has to go somewhere. Little bothering something. Okay. Okay, so listen to Dasasikkhāpada. So why did we choose Dasasikkhāpada? This is the second section of the Buddhika Pada text. Remember? On that day, I saw there was a small issue when I was trying to click on different sections. The pop-up text did not come, as fast as we expected. So I copied and pasted into the blog. So that's why we chose Dasasikkhāpada. These are particularly for novice monk. Don't get confused. These are only for the novice monks. Who is a novice monk, folks? Novice monk. Novice monk is someone who was ordained but could not or did not still obtain the Upasampada, higher ordination, right? Normally we have a sort of way that nobody can become Upasampada monk unless that person is 20 years old, or even about 20 years old. There's a certain procedure every temple or senior monks follow, so that they know that this particular novice monk can be Upasampada. So novice monk means someone who is before being a Upasampada monk. So these are the precepts that every novice monk is asked to follow. Okay. So we're going to learn reading, I would say the Pali reading, and also the contextual meaning translation of these 10 precepts. Let's take a look at up here. Okay, Dasa, right? Sikkhapada. These have to be particularly understood. Dasa means 10. Sikkha means precept. Pada means foundation, right? Foundation. So if you look at a particular precept, it has every precept has a foundation. So I can write this way. Dasa means 10, right? And then here 10. Dasa. Sikkha. Sikkha means precept. Precept. This part. Precept. And then pada. Pada means there's a couple meaning. Could be root or foundation. Dasa and Sikkha, precept. Pada means root of. I would say foundation of the precept. Root, that means the highest level of that precept. So the novice monk is going to take the highest, I would say, the foundation, the root of the precept, the particular precept. All right. Okay, here, before we going to discuss these 10, now I'm going to ask the groups. We have 10. We will ask the first group to read the first one. So let me read that first, precisely. Dasasikkhāpada. Some people wrongly pronounce. Dasasikkhāpada, not pada, pada. Dasasikkhāpada. Right? Foundation of the precepts. Foundation of the 10 precepts. We normally translate the 10 precepts of a novice. Number 1. Pānātipātā Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Once again, Pānātipātā Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. 2 long A's. And there's 1 A, 2 nasal. Again, there are a couple long A's over here too. All right, so I'm going to ask group 1 to read this part, this section.
May I, Bhante?
Well, give me a second. Without getting confused. So group 1 has 7 individuals at the moment, and you know who they are. So please unmute your microphone and then read. I can actually announce their names once again if you don't know. Lakshman Atiyagala, our Vietnamese monk. Vietnamese nun. Amit Medhavi, Vinod Jadhav, Dilip Marchande, Ananda Ramachandra, Chia Munsi. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Speak.
Yeah, go ahead. Anybody in that group? Anybody or everybody in that group?
Dasasikkhāpada Viramani Sikkhapada Samadhiyam.
Yeah, not bad.
Bhante, you're muted.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiya. So I think one of the things that I noticed was that this H sound, aspirate, right? This part, this is very interesting. This one has to be pronounced with an aspirate. Sikkhapada. Because we don't see any other aspirate here. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiya. Right? So that's it. Now let's see the text. Okay, go one by one. First, we will look at Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami, which is the first precept over here. All right. Anybody familiar with these Pali words? How are we going to separate them out? Pana, Atipata. What is Pana? Pana is a being.
Living beings.
Yeah. You can say living being or sentient being. Living being, sentient being. All right. Living being. Then here, how do we understand this part?
Atipata.
Atipata? Oh, Atipata. How do we understand it? Here we have a prefix. We have a prefix over here. What is the prefix over here? This is the prefix. Ati is the prefix. What is Ati? Ati has couple meanings. Up to, over, gone beyond, maybe excess. So these are all meanings of Ati. This is a prefix, but you don't see it properly because it has been combined. In Pali, we have Sandhi combination just to get comfortable with the pronunciation. So, but here you could see, if you carefully look at it, Pana is clear because Pana means a living being. Atipata means, Ati means up to or over. To which level? If you say up to which level? Pata. Now, Pata. Anybody familiar with the word Pata? I think you are.
Killing.
Can you remember the word called Pindapata? That word. See over here. Pindapata. Here you see the path, same path. Here we have to lengthen that letter. Yeah, Pindapata. You see the same path. Where does it come from? Patha comes from certain, I would say, Pali root for pat. Pat to four. Four. So now we see living being, Pana, Ati means to up to the for. So if somebody is trying to cause Pana to fall, a living being to fall, that is what we understand here. So Pana means a living being. Atipata means cause to fall. What can somebody cause to fall in a living being? In Abhidhamma, we have a word called, I would write it here, Jivitendriya. What is it? Life faculty. This is given in Abhidhamma, okay? So when any living beings, you or my or any animal or deva or anybody's Jivitendriya part going to fall, stop, that means we are dead. So what somebody is trying to do here is, could be maybe any individual in the world, be that animal or human, trying to cause that Jivitendriya to fall. That means that person is going to be dead. Pana atipata. Pata means fall. Ati means to the extent of the fall. Fall here means it is not a fall of a tree. It is not a fall of a leaf. It is not a fall of a what do you call another particular existence. This is the fall of the life faculty of every being, because we all have a life faculty. This is gone. This is finished when we are dead. The moment we are dead. Now, how do we understand this one? Pata here with Pindapata. Pindapata. That means you are dropping food into a bowl, alms bowl. You're dropping. Food is going to fall into the alms bowl, right? Same idea, right? Pata. But here, Pata is taken from a very, I would say, a higher context of the life. So the rough meaning is that if someone, now here I, right? If I cause someone's Jivitendriya life faculty to means atipata, to fall. That I fall somebody's life faculty from his life or her life. That is called pana atipata. Vera money. This is also interesting. I sometimes have to erase this stuff. Is it okay with you if I just do that? Should be okay?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay, great. Please write down the time. Okay, I will keep this one there. Should be okay too. Where am I? Let's take this part. Where am I? Where money? What is where money? Where is it? Is it this idea? What is where? Now, where money, the translation is refrain, right? Refrain is the translation. That means you prevent from that particular, you refrain. The Pali word vera means anger. Mani means mana. Mana has a particular meaning. Mana means to crush, to destroy. So the commentary says vera mani in a different context means that somebody is going to dispel, overcome the anger towards the particular bad activity before, like here panatipata, killing, going to dispel the anger towards that. Anyways, what we're going to take it here, because we are not going to talk deeper of this stuff, as you all actually trying to understand this from a basic level, I would say refrain. Refrain. So now, where is I here? What happened to aham? There should be aham over here, right? Aham. What happened to aham?
Samadhi yami, the yami there.
Yeah, like there should have an aham to all these 10. But why aham is not there? ahang was taken out. Because when you
me.
see me, 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 that means I. The subject should be I. Because in Buddhism, especially in the Buddhist texts, the idea of aham has been sometimes diminished. Because aham means sakkaya ditthi, right? I mean myself. But you have to understand who is taking the precept over here. Aham means I, but we don't use it here, but we have to understand here. Panatipata, Veramani, Sikkhapada, Samadhiya, aham Panatipata, Veramani. But we don't use aham here because it has to be understood by yourself. If any Pali verb ends in me, that means I. If any Pali verb ends in ma, let's take it out. No e, only no me, only what is it? We. That is the superlative plural, right? But here me means singular. Me. All right. So Panatipata means, once again, if I try to call any living beings, Jivitendriya, this part, to cause, sorry, to drop, to fall, that is what you call by the Panatipata. Now, a lot of people give a lot of translations, but literal meaning is that, right? And Veramani is refraining. And then again here, Sikkhapada. I think I explained that already. Sikkhapada. Sikkha means precept, would say discipline. Padam means, what does padam mean? Root, the foundation, probably the highest level of that discipline. Because I am going to take the precept, the highest level of that precept, highest level of the precept of not causing any living beings, Jivitendriya, life faculty, to fall down or drop. And then I don't even just take it, I samadhiyami, I undertake, I take it as a responsibility. Samadhiyami means I take the responsibility. All right. Any questions here? We will be asking questions later, but any.
Bhante, may I ask you a question?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All these 10 precepts are in what to say, Gatha form.
What's that?
All these 10 precepts are in the Gatha form. Okay. If I want to convert these Gathas in simple sentences in Pali, how can I do that? If I add aham, then what is the place of aham here?
Well, this is something about the like a general consideration, right? About
Yes,
all
yes,
precept, right? Yeah, I can answer that later. That's not really relevant to here. All right.
Okay.
That will be an answer at the end. Huh? Okay.
Okay.
Any questions about the particular precept? Okay. Now I'm going to ask the second group 2, to read. But before that, I'm going to read the second precept. But I think I'm going to erase these ones. All right. Here. Adinna dana veramani sikkhapadam samadhyami. All right. Group 2. There are 8 individuals. Please unmute and then read.
Adinna dana
Veramani
sika
Sikkhapadam Samadhyami.
Could you read again?
Adinna dana
Veramani
veramani
Sikkhapadam Samadhyami.
All right. Once again, one thing to notice is the Sikkhapadam part. The Sikkhapadam part has an aspiratory Sikkha. Because you could say like this way, You could go by
Bhante?
this way. Like,
Bhante?
you could
May
go
I
this
suggest-
way.
Yes.
Or,
Suggest.
sorry.
May I suggest that maybe one in the group to read because we are not together.
All
Maybe
right.
it's
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah, yeah.
better.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we can take turns. We take turns.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. So once again, then somebody can read from the group too.
May, you want to do it? May, you can go.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Adinna dana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
All right. So that's okay. There's no issue to be concerned. But here you can see people can say sikkha, but it should be sikkha. Okay. Now sikkha, not sikkha. Sikkha. So there's an H. How do we understand this second precept? Right?
Sikkha.
We're going to understand it this way. Adin. What is adin? Din. Find it here. So we know what is din. What is din? Din means given. Right? Din means given. But there's an A. You can see this A. When A, the prefix A is preceded as a prefix. Now here you see A. What will happen to the other part? This din, not given. It will be not given, not just given, it is ungiven action. Adin. Okay? Adin. Adana. So dana, what does dana mean? Everybody knows something.
Donation.
Dana? Dana means donation. Dana means giving, right?
Giving.
Giving. You can say generosity. What about dana? Donation also a part of it. Donation is mostly taken as a monetary thing, right? But here dana simply means giving, whatever the giving. I think we have to discuss a little bit of the context too at the same time, depending on the time. So now there is something that was not given to you, right? The particular item has not been given to you, right? But what you are going to do is that you are going to adana, you're going to take it. Adinna adana. Dana means giving, but here adana, adinna adana. Adana means, what does adana mean?
Not giving.
No, not giving. That is the idea. But adana simply means grasping, grasping, taking. Okay. So there is something that was not given to you, but you are going to grasp it. Now, the idea of dana is going to be changed when there is the prefix called a. Adana. Adinna adana. So the thing has not been given to you, but you are going to take it. But when you say stealing, it has a broader meaning. Stealing. So people may have different thoughts about stealing, I would say, because there may be different context about stealing, but you can simply understand you are going to break the second precept, or in this context, novice monk, but this is applicable to all of us. If you are simply going to take what's not given to you, and also, or you are trying to take what's not given, that means you are going to break the second precept. Any questions about the wordings or the context here?
Bhante, one
So is it-
question.
Yeah, one by one. Let me ask probably this way.
Okay, Deepa, go
All
ahead.
right.
Yeah. Okay. So my question, Bhante, is just previously you had explained the sentences ending with me, and it is coming under singular and not the plural. Can you just explain that again?
Okay, me means I. Okay, in an additional Pali lesson. Now, you know, in every language, we have a way to how to say that, conjugate certain verbs, and in the decline certain nouns. So here, these are called pronouns. These do not say a particular person. These are pronouns. So I, we, you, he, she, it, they. This is very simple to all of us. So in that context, I means it's one person that that superlative form that I'm talking, right? So every time when you see a Pali verb ending me, that means somebody is explaining that from that person's way, me, or something like. If you see any verb that will end in ma, that means the plural of ahan. That means what do you call ma? So you understand there are a couple people, many people, like a group. We actually. If any verb ends in ma means we. If any word ends in me means I. Very easy to spot that. Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Who's the other
Thank
one?
you.
Now,
Bhante.
yeah, give me a second. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Yeah. Then ahang, not we, it's I. Tutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Yeah. Who's the other one? Okay. Can you please there's a button here, raise. Then I know who is that. Okay, ABC. Yeah. Go ahead. I will give the ABC first. Yeah. Please.
Okay. Is it like this? Adinna adana or adinna adana?
Can you repeat again?
Is it adinna plus adan or adinna plus adan?
Adinna plus adana.
Okay, thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Hi, Bhante. So my question is the same with the ABC. Adina, Adana. So is Adana is already taken. So how about the meaning of the Adina is combined with this word? So A is already negative. So Adana is already taken.
Yeah, because there is not there is adana, taken to a certain place. You've taken to yourself. So dana means giving, but when the word dana is prefixed by a, that means to a certain place. Adana. There is something that is ungiven to you. You are taking to your side. Adina adana. Yeah, Indra.
Okay, good. Thank you, Bhante.
Are you okay?
Yes, Bhante, on the word Sikkhapada, there is a dot on the letter or over the letter M. I believe there is dot under the letter as well. Is there any difference? I think a dot over or under the letter M.
You mean Sikkhapada?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes. So this M means the pure nasal, Sikkhapada. Like in English, we say well, I mean, how to say that in English? This is English, right? Romanized. Sikkhapada.
Yeah, Roman, yes.
Like Buddhan, Saranang. Yeah, same one. What's the other one you said?
Yeah, related to the same one. I've seen a dot under the letter as well. Not only over the letter, but under as well.
Well, I mean, I think it's the same letter, but some people write it in different ways. This is
Okay.
This is the most famous one. Some people even write it with N. But this is the very usual way how we write now. The no method. Yeah.
Okay.
That is
Thank
just
you.
a
Thank you.
pure nasal.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, Annie, yes, go ahead. Yeah, Annie, go ahead. Please unmute your microphone.
Unmute.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Please unmute.
Sorry,
All right.
Bhante. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's with regards to the word Sikkhapada.
All right.
Okay. I was made to understand that because the word ends with an AM, when we pronounce, it should be with an NG sound. Instead of Sikkhapadang, it's Sikkhapadang. Is that correct or wrong?
To me, I think the second way that you pronounce is much closer to what we talked about. Padang, not NG. NG has a different way.
So
Padang. You have to make it a pure nasal. It's a nasal. It's a pure nasal. This is the only pure nasal in the Pali alphabet. That means Adinna Dana Veramani Sikkhapadang.
Sikkhapadang.
Padang, yes, Padang.
Sikkhapadang.
Okay. So some people, they mispronounce, they say Sikkhapadang. There is NG coming up.
Yes,
not
yes.
Padang, it's Sikkhapadang.
So
Make
it
sense?
must be down. Yeah.
That
okay.
is how NG sound comes up, the wrong pronunciation.
I see. Okay.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang. NG comes. But Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang. That's correct.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, all right, so let's move on. I think at the same time, there are different ideas regarding the, way how things happen. I might give you some ideas about it, like this way. If you think they are really interesting, all right. And then some stuff to think about. These are commentarial expressions. How does the first precept get broken? Presence of a living being, one knows that this is a living being, the intention, the effort to kill, the resulting death of that particular being. So this is kind of a very vast way of the precept, right? Second, paraparigahitang, the items or objects with a concern honor. Somebody is very concerned about that person's thing. Paraparigahita sanyata, one knows there is a concern honor. Teya chittang, teya means steal in mind, teya. The intention to steal, upakamo, the effort to steal, tena harana, the article or objects are for each stolen to them. So I think this is a little interesting, not little interesting, this is very interesting because some people might think where I'm gonna draw the line between my actual act and the precept. Because somebody might argue, yeah, it was just dropped on the road, there was no owner, right? So I just picked it up. So what's the problem? But if you really practice, the second thing is that you are really concerned that there is somebody that maybe I can give it to somebody who has a lost and found box of the company, the place. I'm pretty concerned that you are not gonna get anything that was not given to you, to your name, whatever. in regard to the first one, you see Pano means again living being. Panasangi means that you know that person has a living, what you call the Jivitendriya. And you have the intention, is very interesting, and the effort and the result in it. But all in all, if I say in clear words, I would say if you don't have intention, that's a different thing to think about. Definitely intention matters to all these things, not just the particular thing. Let's say you are driving somebody right away, jaywalk, and you're running over that person, and you didn't expect it happened. Definitely you had no intention. But you should not have stopped the car before the person jaywalked, because if you had stopped the car, other cars are going to crash onto your car. Multiple dangers on the road, right? All right. So let's now go to the third result. All right. I'm going to this. Okay, it's going to be Abrahmacharya. Let me read. Abrahmacharya Viramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Group 3. It's a good idea to read. Yeah, can you maybe somebody read from that group? Maybe I can ask somebody to read, huh? One of the persons in the group. Do we have Linda over here? Linda? Are you over here? Who is with us from the group 3? Vijay Krishna, Sunita, Mehra, Vaishali, Ho Chong, Linda Tan, Khan, Corina. Anybody over there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Corina here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you one of them?
Yeah, I raised my
Okay. Okay. What's your name?
Corina.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Can you read again?
Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam
Okay,
Samadhiyami.
great. Yeah, it's good. Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Now let's look at the translation.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Thank
That's
you.
great. Very well. Okay. So how do we understand this? We know this particular word, Brahman. We know this word too, Charya. All right. And we know A. If A is preceded by any noun, that means the negative side of that one, maybe the opposite side. What does Brahma mean in Pali? Brahma. This has couple meanings. Huh? Now, Brahma means highest. Or there is a god called Mahabra. Mahabra. Right. So highest or Mahabra.
Bhante.
Now,
Corina again.
yeah.
Maha, I thought Maha is still the highest and Brahma highest. Is it repeating the same word?
No. Mahabrahma is a person in Hinduism and sometimes in Buddhism too. Now, when I translate this, I actually chose the person perspective and also the idea. The idea here is taken as the highest.
Okay.
As you can see, Brahma Vihar, 4 divine abodes, the highest ways of living, right? Yeah. So there are two very popular meanings. Okay, so we take it as Brahma means the highest. Charya, what does Charya means? This part. Charya means behavior. So the highest behavior. But there's a problem. Not Brahmacharya. Here, Brahmacharya. Then what does it mean? If there's a before this Brahmacharya, then it will become not the highest behavior. Brahmacharya, not the highest behavior. So in Buddhism, now in terms of the 10 what you call precepts for the novice monk, what do we mean by Brahmacharya? Means celibacy, right? It means celibacy. Celibacy means, what does celibacy mean?
Not involving in sexual misconduct.
No, not involving in any sexual activity. That is Kamesa Michachara. Don't get misunderstood. That is your precept, 5 precepts. The third precept for lay people. Here, Brahmacharya means celibacy. Okay. But Abrahmacharya, that means sexual life. Sexual life. So now novice monks are asked to avoid the sexual life. That means Abrahmacharya Veramani. Veramani, refrain from sexual life. Right? This is not same to your precept, okay, as lay people. Lay people, they have their own, but they are having their sexual life in a proper way. So Brahmacharya means this is what you call every novice monk has to practice. But Brahmacharya means celibacy, but Abrahmacharya means non-celibacy. That means sexual life. That is why it says Abrahmacharya Veramani. I think the rest of the words are similar. Okay, I don't have to explain again, right? All of you know, right? Veramani means refraining. Sikkhapada means the highest level of that precept. Samadhiya means I observe, I undertake, I take it as a responsibility. All right. It took us 45 minutes to go to 3 precepts. Huh? Let's go a little fast. All right. Did everyone write down any notes over here?
Yes, writing.
Okay, may I? Okay, sorry. Here. Then Musavada. Okay, Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyam. Group 4, please recite. Maybe one of them.
Yes, but I would like to try, please.
Okay.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapada Samadhiyami.
Can you read again?
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapada Samadhiyami.
You pronounce H sound very well. It's interesting. Sikkha. Sikkhapada. That's interesting.
Sikkha.
I'm not saying others did not. Sikkha.
Sikkha. Sikkhapada.
Yes, Sikkhapada Samadhi. Let's go to the translation part. Musa and Va.
Avada.
What is Musa? Musa means false, untrue. False, untrue. Vada. Vada. Sorry.
Dialogue, conversation.
Huh?
Dialogue or conversation.
Or maybe speech. Huh?
Speech. Huh?
Whatever. Speech will take you to dialogue or whatever. Speech. Yes. Fundamentally.
Speech.
So untrue speech. False speech. Okay. Musa means false or untrue. Vada means speech. Now what you gonna do? Refrain. I refrain from false or untrue speech. All right. I think that's adequate for that. Any questions about this? Okay. Okay. Is it okay if I erase him? Should be okay, right? All right. Number 5. 5th reason. Sura Miraya Majjapama Datthana. here's the shortcut to learning Pali pretty easily and faster. Pronounce little slowly. Sura. Now this is one word over here, right? Sura Miraya Majjapama Dattana. Sura Miraya Majjapama Dattana Viramani Sikkhapadan Samadhya. All right, so group 5. Let's go ahead.
Bhante, this is Annie.
Annie, okay. Yeah. Are you in the group?
Yes.
Yeah, you are. Okay, go ahead.
Sura Meraya Majjapama Dattana Viramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
All right. Good. Yeah. Nothing to complain. Sura Meraya Majjapama Dattana Viramani Sikkhapada. Now let's translate this contextually. I'm going to do like this. Probably I can do this. All right. These are the two types of intoxications. Sura Meraya. Right? Sura Meraya. These have to be understood. What are they? Distilled intoxications and then fermented ones. Distilled one and fermented one. Somebody might say this way. Let me send you. All right. This is going to be. I had to finish sending you the 3rd precept. This one. Intention to have sexual intercourse, sexual contact through any of the parts. Then the base or path for wrong conduct, the intention to have sexual intercourse through one of the above Vatu, the effort to sexual. Those are the ones that how you're going to break the 3rd precept. And then the 4th one, which we just finished. The 4th precept, that means Musavada, Atatang Vatu, your word has to be come from falsehood. Visang Vedanang, Visang Vadanang Chittan, the intention to speak a falsehood. Tajjo Ayamu, the effort is made. And Parasata, that Vijanana. Others understand what was said. Now we come to the 5th precept. The 5th precept, this is interesting to understand. Chandima, for you. Okay, the 5th precept, Sura Meraya, has 4 factors. Actually, 4 factors. Something wrong over here. All right. Yeah, don't worry. I will provide the notes. Yeah, but I just want to show you, at the moment. Now, the 5th precept has the intoxicants. So it has to be intoxicants, the desire to drink, the effort is made, the intoxicants being drunk passing through. But what is more important here is how do we understand the Sura and Meraya? That is interesting to learn. So I would say Sura part has 5 things to understand. Sura means, as I told you, distilled one, made from wheat, made from flour, made from sweets, made from rice, made from yeast, made from a combination of ingredients. So Sura can be made by one of these 5 ways. Then Meraya part, distilled one. As I told you, it's the fermented alcohol made from flowers, made from fruit, made from honey, made from sugarcane, made from a combination of ingredients. So that means Sura Meraya simply means any intoxication that you may have out of distilled and fermented food and beverage. I don't even, not even call it to be beverages. They can be food also. For example, if you take two plates of rice, 3 plates of rice, depending on the person, you will feel really drowsy and then sleepy, right? Why is it? Because you have taken that food to a level of intoxication. It's not just the alcohol in the liquor shop. It is the intoxication. If you get intoxicated, even by whatever ways, flowers, fruit, honey, sugarcane combination, flour, sweet, rice, yeast, then there is the intoxication. Then you never know what's going to happen after that. All right. So now let's go back with that in mind. Let's go to our slide again, because now you know what it is. Okay. Now, what is Sura? Sura means distilled food or beverages. It can come from 5 ways. You can see here, made from flour, sweet, rice, yeast, or combination of ingredients. And Meya means fermented food or beverages. Flowers, fruit, honey, sugarcane, combination of all those ingredients. Now what's going to happen over here is that somebody is going to consume food or beverages in whatever the way. And that will cause that person to be, now here you see majja. Majja means intoxication. Majja means intoxication. Here this word, majja. It will create you intoxication. Cause you to be intoxicated. Not even that. What's the other one that can happen to you? Majja pamad. This is very dangerous. Pamad. What is pamad? Pamad means negligence. Not laziness, negligence. This is very interesting because in Buddhism, the Buddha said, if we do not understand pamada and appamada, negligence and then diligence, our whole spiritual life is going to ruin. Remember, the first and only verse that King Ashoka learned from a very little monk, Nigroda. King Ashoka had killed many people and wounded many people and made a larger, bigger kingdom within the Indian context. And he was very much not happy about what happened. So he was thinking. And then he saw a little monk who was going through his palace. He was very happy by looking at this little monk, Nigroda. Oh, I feel very happy. The way how he was walking through the palace, maybe palace park. Then he asked his people to bring him to him. So he came and he sat down on the throne. And then he asked, can you please teach me something to make me calm? He said one stanza. Appamadu amata padang, pamadu machunu padang. Appamatta nami yanti ye pamatta yatha matan. That's what he said. What is it? Appamadu amatapada. If you are not negligent, not delayed in your spiritual practice, it is a point of your deathlessness. You will die, but you are not going to die. Like the Buddha. Buddha passed away, but he's still living with us because he was an immortal person. Pamadu machunu pada. If you are late, if you are delayed in your spiritual practice, it is a reason for your death. Appamatta nami yanti. Those who have not been negligent, those who have been diligent, they will never die. Don't take it in a different way with anicca concept. It's a different idea, figurative idea. Ye pamatta yata mata. Those who are still living, but very late in their practice. They don't practice well. They don't have a gradual practice, consistent practice. Although they are living, they are as if dead people. They are like dead people. So the idea of pamada comes over, appamada. And also the Buddha's last words to us. What was his last word to us? Anybody wants to comment on that? What was the last statement of the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha? Now the first word we know, Aneka Jati Sansaram Sandharisan Manitisang Gahakarakang Gavi Santo, so and so forth. Last word?
Appamada Sampadeta Bhante.
Okay, something.
Appamada, was
you
it?
are a little closer. What's the full statement? Vaya Dhamma Sankhara Appamadena Sampati. Vaya Dhamma, all the formations are going subject to end. Because of that, Appamadena Sampati. Strive on with diligence. Okay? Strive on with diligence. That means pamada is very bad. Because he asks us to go away from pamada. He asks us to practice appamada. That's what I was trying to tell you here. When you have these food and drinks to this level, what's going to happen is that you will be delayed. You will be negligent. Sura Mary. Atthana. Atthana simply means that a point. You are drinking, eating, Sura or Meraya, that cause or which cause intoxication and negligence. Okay, sorry. You are consuming food and beverages of Sura and Meraya to the level of Atthana means Atthana here. Atthana. Atthana means to the point, level, point, or the limit, whatever. Let's put level and point. To the point of intoxication and negligence. That means you are going to break this precept. The fifth one. Any questions? All right. Maybe you can ask later. Okay. Who is that? Who is that?
Annie.
Annie, go ahead.
Yes, which means that if you consume to a level that does not cause negligence or doesn't cause a negligence, that means you don't break the precept.
A very tricky question, huh? I might answer. Okay, go ahead, consume.
Yeah,
actually, the idea is the intention.
Drink, but you have self-control, you have self-discipline.
Well,
not to go overboard, not to cause heedlessness.
Let me tell you. Now, can we avoid alcohol? In this case, alcohol, 100%. I don't think so. Why? Let's say you catch a cough. You catch a cough. And the doctor gives you a cough syrup. Let's say it's a codeine mixed syrup. It's a narcotic. And the doctor says, when you take this syrup at night, you are not supposed to maneuver vehicles or maneuver any machines. You have to sleep, right? That means the codeine, this narcotic, alcohol narcotic, is going to work in your body by putting you to sleep. Otherwise, he cannot fight against the bacteria, sorry, the virus. Now, just because I'm using this medicinal narcotic at the doctor's prescription, will I be breaching the fifth precept, according to fifth precept? I'm not, because it's a medical advice. But there may be somebody who is going to buy the same drug, codeine, excessive codeine from a black market, right? His intention is just to use it as for ecstasy, just for substance. That is an issue. And also now you know, as Buddhists, we have to have a moderation. That is the answer to our friend over here. And because if you know the moderation, then most of the problems will be gone away. Because we don't know the moderation. Moderation is also a very complex topic. My moderation might not be your moderation. Your moderation might not be somebody else's moderation, but you simply want to keep your balance. It doesn't mean you can't go to social gathering, you can socialize with others. There's something like that. But if you go there and if you're going to, you know your limit. So if you know the limit, if you are understanding intoxication and the negligence, you are not trying to reach that point, then it should be okay. All right. So
Sadhu Bhante.
Sorry, Bhante, can I interrupt, please?
Okay.
Bhante, can you please put that verse that you chanted just now in the chat? Because
can I tell you the place so you can find out, because we have a very short time.
Yeah, because
this is the first stanza of the second chapter in the Dhammapada.
Sorry, come again, please, Bhante.
I'm going to type it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Bhante.
First stanza of second chapter in the Dhammapada. All right?
Yeah, thank you, Bhante.
Is it okay if I raise this part? Should be okay. Yeah? All right. Go to 6.1. Vikala Bhojana Veramani. Probably I'm going to go a little faster by giving you the proper stuff. Vikala means untimed. Bhojana means food. That means wrong time. Vikala means wrong time. So, Dhamma friends, now I have to tell you something. I have to warn you. The first 5 precepts are, we call them as, let me do something like this. Okay, this could be okay. I'm going to do something like this. These first 5 precepts here, we call them as Lokavajja. Lokavajja. Lokavajja means these are common, these are precepts that everybody must practice, regardless of a monk, novice monk, higher ordained monk, lay person, whoever. But the rest of the 5, if I could go down like this, I don't know whether I can go. They are called Panyati Vajja. Buddha actually said these 5 just to keep us ready for the practice, right? Because you might argue, you might think in your own way, what's the problem if I eat at untimely hours? If I just watch a movie, what's the problem? Yeah, there is no problem. But the problem is, if you really want to practice, now this is for a Samanera monk, novice monk, but you might practice until here on a full moon day. They are good because the main reason is, say for instance, you are going to practice the dieting, Buddhist dieting, as here, Vikala Bhojana. That means from 12 a.m. to 12 noon, 12 hours, you're going to eat food like a Samanera monk. Then you are going to be on diet from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. What is this called? Dieting. This is the perfect Buddhist. Nowadays, you know that there are things that we are concerned. Food are readily available. Microwaves, grab and go packed meals, takeaways, drive-thrus, snack packs, bulk buying. Food are really available. That's a good thing. But just because the food are available, we should know that we should take a break from eating. That is always good. If you look at the enormous number of sicknesses we have, diabetes, heart problem, cancers, right? That means it's always good to take some time. So that is why the last 5 have to be taken as some preparatory disciplines for your practice. Don't take them as I must, I should. Try. Because if you go for a retreat, 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, what you're going to do? you might be asked not to talk. Huh? The teacher might ask you, you can't talk now. Huh? You are on silent meditation. So what should I do when I see other person over here? Just smile. Huh? So try that practice for the whole week. And then they might say, you can't eat after 12. No, this is just to get ready. See whether you could do. During the 7th day of the retreat, you might not use perfume. You might not do the cosmetic makeup. You might not, whatever, that you are trying to see whether I can exist without your life, normal life. So what I'm calling them to be, these 5 to be, last 5 to be, preparatory disciplinary stuff. So don't take it, you must, but if you try a couple of them, you would feel, oh, I can be without my makeup. I can just live without the perfume. I can live without the entertainment life. Just try, just 1 day or 2 days. That is the idea. And not to say that, hey, you can't watch movie, you can't listen to a song, you can't watch dancing, you can't dance either. That is going to be a problematic life. This is not what the Buddha asked. Keeping that in mind, we're going to look at Vikala Bhojana. All right. Vikala Bhojana. Vikala means untimed. Right? So Samanera monk is asked not to eat after 12 p.m. Until 12 a.m. So the food time is 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Vikala means untimed. Bhojana means food. Vikala Bhojana. I think we can ask group 6 to read. Somebody to read.
Bhante, I try Bhante.
Can you identify yourself?
Bhante, can I try, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapada Samadhiyami.
Can you go again? Read again.
Vikala Bhojana. Bhojana.
The problem is bho, B-H.
Bho.
Bho.
Bhojana.
Not bo. Not bo. Bo means B-O. B-H. Vikala Bhojana.
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 Bhojana. Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Yeah, that part is great. Now here the only thing that I was concerned was the BH part. That means Vikala Bhojana. Bhojana means meals, food, beverages, everything. Bhojan. Bhojan.
Bhojan.
Bhojan. Yeah.
Thank you,
Anyways,
Bhante.
great. Vikala Bhojana Viram Samadhiya. And then let's go to number 7. 7th precept. Let me Nacha. You have to say that. Nacha, Gita, Vadita, Visuka, Dasana. Okay. Probably I can do something like this. But this, it might help. It's a long word. All right, this is going to work. Nacha, Gita, Vadita, Visuka, Dasana. All right, now it's pretty clear. What is Nacha?
Dance.
Dancing. Gita?
Singing.
Music.
Can do something like this. Gita means singing. Vadita?
Instrument.
Actually, it should be musical instruments. Musical instruments. Be like this. Instruments. And then Visuka, Dasana. Visuka means, actually we could say entertainments, different entertainment. So entertainment, Visuka means shows. Dasana means seeing. Seeing entertainment, different shows. Why? What's the problem here? Which are stumbling blocks to your kusala practice and to your wholesomeness. That is the issue. Who says just watching a prank video, funny show, comedy show is good? No problem. But on a particular day, if you want to practice this, you might find out that might sometimes destroy your kusala thoughts, right? You are going to keep away from such on a particular day. I'm not saying you should do this because every day this is a particular precept. Even you could do on a Hoya day, full moon day, but this is for generally for the novice month. Okay, let me read again. Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Veramani Sikkhapada Samadhiya. Okay. Is there any aspirate over here? Any aspirate? Any H sound? No. So you can't make it aspirate. Aspirated, okay? No H sound like here. So just go lightly. Nachagita Vadita Visuka Dasana. Now here, Vikala Bhojana. Right here. Suramiriya Majjapama Datthan. You don't find it here. All right. So
Bhante, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Regarding the sixth precept, the Vikala Bhojana, I until now I always know that the timings were until 12 p.m. noon. But I was not aware when it started. So yeah. So you just mentioned that 12 a.m. that is midnight, right?
We call it midnight, but after 12 is not the midnight because it's a special day, new day actually. 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. is the time. But then again, 12 hours is going to be a diet. That is the Buddhist diet for a monk or for a Samanera. Yeah.
So why don't we are we not following the sun timings here, the sunrise timings here? Because 12 a.m. I mean, according to Gregorian calendar, yes, it becomes the next day. But I mean, we follow the sun and the moon cycles, right? So why is it 12 a.m. and why it is not the sunrise timing? I just wanted to ask. Like it could be any sunrise timing, 4 a.m. or 3:30.
As I told you, we have to understand the reason why this was given to the monks and nuns. You know that before some time, before the precept was given by the Buddha, laid down by the Buddha, there were monks who ate at night. They went to Pindapata in the evenings. At that time, there was no power. So monks don't know where to approach. So they went from the exit door of the house. So the devotees were really scared, because they are wearing the robes, thinking that probably these are ghosts. And they were thinking that they were having some issues. Some monks fell down on the road. They didn't know where to follow the path. And then Buddha found out when the new monks are coming, it's good that they have some time to take off. So some people think that we have to look at the sunrise and sunset, but this is not usually going to be an easy thing. If you check sunset, it could be different from one place to the other. That is why we normally have a sort of a consensus. 12 p.m. would be here because everybody knows 12 p.m., 12 a.m., that kind of. But there are issues, Deepa. Now, for example, let's say in today's world, monks travel. They take flight. Let's say a monk is taking a flight from Singapore to San Francisco. Where is the time going to be calculated? The monk can say, "Hey, where am I now? In the ocean? Am I on Pacific or Atlantic? Do I know my exact time?" So they can't do anything for that. Flight attendants might say, "We have a certain time to serve, so you have to eat at that time. We can't serve food at other times." So there are exceptions. But what I'm talking is a monastery, a temple, Buddhist temple, where monks are living, where monks are being supported by devotees. I think it is good to have this time because sunrise, sunset, always getting changed every day if you look at your different apps. But generally it is like 12 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yes, but we must be following the sunrise and sunset timings where we are located, right? So
yeah, it is true. Let's say if I'm in a different country, so I have to follow that particular country. But the problem is nowadays monks are always looking at the clock time, not the changes in the noon, actually, so the sun. That's the thing. So they are not looking at that thing. Even you go to even you ask from a devotee, they are not checking that monks are eating after sunrise. They are checking after 12 p.m. You can't eat in Thailand.
So I always had this question, why that 12 p.m. noon was mentioned, why not 1 or 2? To which I got the answer. It's mentioned somewhere, I don't know where, that our own shadow should not follow towards the east direction. So, and when does it follow towards the east? Only after 12 noon. So before that, you must, the monks must be having, after that, they must not eat anything. So because this was related to the sun, that is why I thought I should ask you.
Well, we have to think that at that time, monks didn't have a clock.
Yes.
They did not use the clock, 24-hour clock. That is why they were mostly looking at observing the sunrise and sunset. But nowadays, they are going by the clock.
Yes.
Just to respect the convention. Let's continue with the other precept. Otherwise, we won't be able to.
So this was given by the Buddha, the timings, 12 p.m. to 12 noon.
No.
Okay.
It was not given by the Buddha because there was no clock at that time. But monks roughly take it according to the time. Because we are living at a different time now. Here we are talking about 2,600 years of time, right? So we have to adapt to a certain context depending on the time here. That is why we are using the 24-hour clock. But even we using the 24-hour clock, we have problems nowadays. At that time, monks did not fly. Now monks fly to different countries. So we have exceptions. But the idea here that we have to understand is why it was given. Because if you are on a diet for at least 12 hours in our present day context, it is good for your body. So you have a light body to practice Dhamma. Otherwise, you eat everything and you're really drowsy. There's going to be a problem.
Yes.
All right. So
yes.
Let's go to the seventh precept. Group 7. Anybody from group 7 would like to read? So we have Venerable Saddhanandi, CEO, Tankik, Prabhuti, Lim Shirley, Dhammapali, Ananda Divakar, Ho, No, Tansvi, Helenthia. Yeah. Anybody wants to read? Number 7. All right. I don't hear anybody. Just because of the time, I'm going to read. Nacha, Geeta, Vadita, Visuka, Darsana. Nacha means, as I said to you, dancing. Geeta means singing. Vadita means playing instruments. Visuka means entertainment. Darsana means seeing entertainment. So that novice monk is going to refrain. Even you are on an 8th precept, you are going to do the same. Number 8. This precept is actually blended together, normally on an 8 precept set, but here it was separately taken because 10 precept. Mala, Gandha, Vilepana, Dharana, Mandana, Vibhusananta. We're going to do something like this here for our understanding. Mala, Gandha, Gandha, Vilepana, Dharan, Mandana, Vibhusananta. What is a mala here? Mala means garlands. Huh? Garlands. Gandha, perfumes. Vilepana. Gandha Vilepana. Vilepana means?
Agarbatti. Aromatic, scented.
Yeah. So some take it as Gandha Vilepana together. Because Gandha Vilepana means scented perfumes. Huh? Scented perfumes. Take this way. Gandha Vilepana. And Dharana, makeup. Mandana, beautify. Vibhusanattana, adorning yourself. So if such a novice monk is going to beautify or adorn oneself with mala gandha. Mala means garlands. Gandha vilepana means scented perfumes. Dharana means makeup. That is going to be a breach of the precept. Actually, you are also taking it on a 8 precept. Mala gandha vilepana dharana mandana vibhusanattha Vedamani Sikkhapada Samadhi. All right. Anybody wants to read? I think last group 8.
I am from last group, Bhante.
Okay.
Can I read?
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah.
All right.
Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhu Sanathana.
Okay, great. Mala. So here we have few aspirated places, letters. You can see here Mala, Gandha here. 1. Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhu Sanathana. Right? All these are aspirated letters. So we have to emphasize. We have to emphasize when you articulate. Mala, we can't say Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhu. Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusa Nattana Vedamani Sikkhapada Samadhi. So that means a novice monk is not going to take Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusa Nattana because that might give an impression to that monk about life in a different, especially the physical body in a different context. Any questions about it? Any question? Okay, looks like no question. We have another 2. Let's finish this up. Let me read because we have only 8 groups over here. Ucha Sayana, Maha Sayana, Vedamani Sikkha. Ucha Sayana, then Maha Sayana. There are 2 types of beds over here. I undertake the precept to refrain from sitting or lying down on seats or beds with legs over the limit, large seats, or using intricate or detailed bed coverings. Ucha means high, Maha means large. But how do we understand it? If your bed or maybe the seating should not, your bed or chair at that point, if you are a novice monk, should not exceed 8 Sugata inches. That means 20 modern inches in height, measured from the baseboard down. Now, how do we understand this? Why it was given by the Buddha that novice monks especially should, actually even if you are practicing 8 precepts on a 8 precept day, why it is very important not to sit down or lie on this kind of a place? Because you are practicing simplicity. Simplicity is a necessary requirement for your spiritual practice. Because when you are sometimes, I'm not saying that everybody who uses some luxury, exotic tools, they are always attached to them. But if you are spending a minimal life on that particular day, that will help you to stay focused, right? So we have to understand that. Not that there is a saying that you cannot use any luxurious, expensive stuff. Yeah, you will use whatever the amount you want to be. But on a particular day, if you are taking 8 precept, or for Samanera monks in this place, they are not supposed to use such, because they are going to crave for their mark. Uchasayana Mahasa. All right. Any questions? If not, we go to the last one, last precept. This is only for the novice monks. Jata, Rupa, Rajata, Patiggahana. I would break it this way. Jata, Rupa, Rajata, Patiggahana. All right. Maybe I could do something like this. It's much better. Jata Rupa Rajata Patikka. What is Jata Rupa? Jata Rupa means? Jata Rupa means pure gold. At that time, they had no money at that time. No currency notes, no cash. And Rajata?
Silver.
Silver.
Okay.
So I undertake the precept to refrain from receiving pure gold and silver. Now, it should have been a very big problem if monks receive a lot of gold. Pure gold is so heavy because they are supposed to have only the ropes and then the arms bowl. It's a problem. And also they might get attached to the money, sorry, the gold. But nowadays we don't have these materials. We have cash currency. At the time that we are talking now, we have the digital money, right? We have the credit cards, debit cards, so and so. So now the idea here is that nowadays you go to the temple, you offer ampao to the monk. Is it wrong? Let's talk straight about that. The problem here is that the lifestyle of the monk has to be understood differently. You may be offering to monks' personal use and also the temple use. But here, the idea was that Samanera monks are not supposed to accept pure gold and silver because that can give them an attachment to the practice, right? On the other hand, somebody might argue there may be monks or novice monks nuns who still use such digital money without attachment. So we have to understand that. But the theoretical idea is that they are not supposed to accept. Jata Rupa means pure gold and Rajata means silver. At the end, you can see Dasasikkhāpada, thus ends the 10 precepts of a novice monk. This part, Dasasikkhāpada means ends. All right, so Buddhakapata, minor text. This is the third section. Okay, let's recite together, everybody. Let's see how it works. Buddhakapata 2. Dasasikkhāpada. Pānātipātā, Veramani, Sikkhapada, Samadhiyāmi, Adinādāna,
Vedamani, Sikkhapadam,
Samadhiyāmi.
Abhramacharya,
Veramani,
Samadhiyāmi, Musamvada, Vedamani, Sikkhapadam, Samadhiyāmi. Sura Meraya Machapamatana, Vedamani, Sikkhapadam, Samadhiyāmi. Vikala Bhojana, Vedamani, Sikkhapadam, Samadhiyāmi. Nacha Gita Vadita Sukha Dasana, Vedamani, Sikkhapadam, Samadhiyāmi. Mala Ganda Vilipana Dharana Dana Vibhusana Vedamani, Sikkhapadam, Samadhiyāmi. Uchasaya Mahasayana Vedamani, Sikkhapadam, Samadhiyāmi. Jata Rupa Rajata Patika Vedamani Sikkhapada
Sikkhapada Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
All right. Okay, great. I was wondering whether it would be nice if we could ask you to mute the microphones and then chat, but it's okay. All right. Any questions at the end? Otherwise, we're going to transfer the lyrics. Already hour and a half
Bhante,
now.
could you please say again the meaning of Panati Vaja? How you translation?
All right. Pana, Atipana. Right? Let's go back again. Better to show you. So here. All right. So we said Pana means living being. Atipata. Atipata.
Sorry, Bhante, it is the Panati Vaja and the Loka Vaja.
What do you
The
mean?
first 5 precepts fall under Loka Vaja.
Yes.
The Panati Vaja, the 6th to the 10th precept. Don't quite get the Panati Vaja.
Not Panati Vaja, Panati Pata.
No. Bhante just now said that the 6th precept to the 10th precept, they fall under the category of
Panyati Vaja.
Panati Vaja.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, but
no problem. Let me show you. All right. I said the first 5, 1, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. These first precepts are called Loka Vaja. That means they are accepted as good things if you do the opposite, good stuff, right? By a layperson, monk, nun. Okay. And then the last 5, that means Vikala Bhojana, Nachagita, Malaganda, Uchchas, and Jatarupa. They are called, from here down, they are called Panyati Vajja. Panyati Vajja means, sorry. Okay, it's going over there. I have to look at this one. Yeah, Panyati Vajja. Panyati Vajja means they have been laid down by the Buddha for a better discipline. So they are not wrong stuff, but they have been laid down for the monks in this context for better discipline. So that is why it is called Panyati Vajja. These 5 are Loka Vajja. They are mandatory. First 5, like including, actually there are differences. You see Adinadana, Abrahmacharya is different. You take Kamisamichachara. Does it make sense?
Yes, Bhante, thank you.
All right. So let's now, any other question? We can take another one more question and we will transfer this.
Bhante, the last word on the 10th precept, Patigahana. So it means receiving, is it, Bhante?
Receiving. And somebody asked a question, why they are not given in the written format. Actually, Tipitaka, Pali canon has been handed down by oral tradition. So the monks thought the easiest way to bring this in a verse format, because when you memorize anything as a verse, you can, it will be in your mind for long, because it is in the verse format. That is why you see all these as given as versification mode. That means stanza mode, verse mode. That is an answer to somebody asked question at the beginning. All right. Okay, so let's do the transfer of some minutes now. Siamu, you have a question? Trying to ask?
Yeah, Bhante, I have.
Go ahead.
Regarding the precepts of the, can you show the slide, the 4th one?
Okay.
Brahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam.
Yeah, give me a second.
You
mean the 3rd one, right?
Some monastery, they will use the Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. What's the difference between these 2?
Okay. Well, as I told
Sorry,
you,
sorry,
there are
the third one.
no. Let me tell you, these precepts have to be understood in two ways. Uposatha, 8 precept.
Mhm.
Take it here. 8 precept, and the other one is novice monks, 10 precept. Today we did second one. Novice monks, 10 precept. You don't know what they actually. So as you said, the third one is Kamisumichachara. I don't think it is Uposatha 8 precept. That is going to be Panchasila, 5 precept.
Yeah, 5 precepts.
Yes. In the 5 precept, yes, this is not Adinadana, then Kamisumichachara, because as lay people, you cannot practice Abrahmacharya in your normal lay life. Only if you take Uposatha, full moon day, 8 precept, they give you Abrahmacharya. But these 10 that we discussed today, they are only for the novice monks. Kamisumichachara, if you hear from any monastery that Kamisumichachara is mentioned, that is not going to be 8 precept. It is going to be 5 precepts.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Understood. Thank you, Bhante.
It is only for 5 precepts. All right, let's do our transference of merits. May all the good karmas that we've been accumulating to this point of time by discussing, reciting together the 8 precepts for novice monk, which is the second section of the Kuddaka Nikaya, be transferred to all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. If the departed relatives passed away in the name of all of us were already reborn in a place of pain, Kama Dugati, may they be able to release from their lives, painful lives, and then to be reborn in Kama Sugatis, comfortable, happy places. They are already in places of Kama Sugatis, happy realms, like the human world and those places, heavens. May they be able to learn, apply, and practice the Dhamma. And finally, may all the departed relatives passed away in the name of all of us be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's recite the stanzas. Idam me jnati dang hotu sukita huntu jnatayo. Idam me jnati dang hotu sukita huntu jnatayo. Idam me jnati dang hotu sukita huntu jnatayo. May all the good karmas be shared by all the devas, deities, nagas, snake realm people, and then Mahitikas, all the powerful non-humans. May devas, nagas, and Mahitikas be well in hand, and may they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety, and all the good things. May Deva, Naga, Mahitika also finally attain the supreme bliss of Sadhu. Sadhu. Ittavatacha amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Ittavatacha amehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Ittavatacha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Akasattacha bhumanta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu loka sasanam. Akasattacha bhummanta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva shirang rakkhantu desanam. Akasattacha bhummanta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva Chirang Rakkhāntu Maṁ Paranti, Chirang Rakkhāntu Maṁ Sadanti. Also, may we be in the company of noble friends, Kalyana Mittas, till we attain the Nibbana. Not be in the company of the Papa Mittas, bad friends who can deviate us from the path. Thinking thus, we're going to recite the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagam satang samagamo yavani nibbana patya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been collecting, accumulating today, be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silisse nichang vardha prachayinu chattaru dhamma vadhanti ayuvanu sukham balam ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samimjatu. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a very good evening today. And next Thursday, we're going to do the 32, what do you call, Dasasikkhāpada, body parts. These are actually sometimes taken as anatomical parts of the body for meditation. We're not going to do a meditation, but we're going to see the names of them, probably looking at how they have been given by the Buddha. So I'm going to be posting this under the classroom, Google Classroom. So please familiarize before you coming. And when I'm asking to read from today itself onwards, so you can see your group. So it's pretty easy to say. As we discussed, sometimes when everybody, I like everybody recite, but sometimes it's a, it's a noise. I hope that we can minimize it properly and then read. So everybody reads, everybody is happy there about their reading skill, right? Chanting skill. So that is what we want to happen. Also to learn some Dhamma things, contextual Dhamma things. I think not a lot of people understand these meanings of these like Pali words actually. So that's very okay. So have a good evening. Take care, and then see you then next Thursday. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, Bhante.
Thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu,
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Good night, Sukyotu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Take care, Bhante.
Thank you. Sorry, ma'am.
Right. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. See you then next week.
Next week.
Okay. Take care.
Okay, yeah.